Have you ever been, just talking to someone or maybe scrolling online and you hear a word or a phrase
Hmm.
and it kind of stops you?
Oh, definitely.
It seems like it's everywhere, right? Everyone just gets it, but you're kind of left thinking, hang on, what does that actually mean here?
Like you missed the memo.
Exactly. It really feels like modern language is, well, it's always shifting. New shortcuts, inside jokes popping up all the time. Sometimes you feel just a little bit behind the curve.
Especially online, yeah.
Yeah.
Things move so fast. Casual chat,
Mhm.
social media, the way we talk is
Uh-huh.
evolving, like constantly.
Well, if that sounds familiar at all, you are definitely in the right spot today.
Mm.
Because today, on the deep dive, we're doing, well, exactly what the name implies. We're going deep,
We are.
plunging right into 20 trending words and phrases, the kind that have become really central to how we talk right now.
Yeah, you hear them constantly. Gen Z, sure, but honestly in workplaces too, and definitely
Yeah,
if you spend any time on social media.
totally. And these aren't just, fads that disappear. They're actually pretty fascinating, like little windows into cultural shifts.
That's a great way to put it. They reflect how we interact, how we see things, even like the subtle feelings or worries we have.
Mm,
So our mission today, it's pretty focused. We're going to break these terms down, go beyond just the dictionary definition.
right.
We'll look at the precise meanings, sure, but also the nuances, how people actually use them in real life.
And maybe why they've caught on so much.
Exactly. Why these specific words? Think of this as like your shortcut to getting up to speed on the current language landscape.
Okay, I like that. A shortcut.
Yeah, by the end, you'll have a really solid grasp of these terms, these linguistic shortcuts, but also hopefully a feel for the cultural currents underneath them.
It's more than just vocabulary then.
Oh, much more. It's like understanding a little slice of right now.
Gotcha. And we have a guide for this, right? A list.
We do. A curated list of these 20 words. Each one starts with a core meaning and a simple example.
Perfect. So that's our jumping off point to really dig in.
Exactly. Uncover the layers.
All right, let's do it. So, where should we start? Maybe with how we're describing feelings or experiences,
Yeah.
that general atmosphere kind of thing?
Sounds good. Let's start there.
Okay, kicking us off, a word that is just, it's everywhere, super flexible, vibe.
Vibe.
Yes. Our source just says mood or atmosphere.
Yeah.
Example. I love the chill vibe of this place, but
Yeah.
it feels like it does more than just mean mood, doesn't it? What's your take?
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's definitely doing more heavy lifting. Vibe taps into something more intuitive, like a holistic sense.
Holistic how?
Well, it's not just about a specific emotion you can easily label. It's more like an unquantifiable emotional resonance.
Yeah.
A feeling and energy you just get from a place or a person or even a whole situation.
Like walking into a room and just instantly feeling something.
Exactly. Before you even talk to anyone, right? You get a good vibe or a bad vibe. It's that immediate, almost subconscious thing.
Yeah.
And its popularity, I think, comes from how efficient it is. It boils down these really complex feelings or atmospheres into one easy word.
Makes sense. Super useful for quick communication.
Totally. Especially now with everything so fast-paced, so visual online. It started, largely with younger people, but it reflects this bigger shift towards valuing that kind of intuitive emotional shorthand.
And now it's everywhere. Work, social media.
Precisely because it's so efficient. It just works.
That really clicks. It's like a shortcut, like you
Yeah.
said. Instead of describing, oh, the tension in this meeting is palpable, everyone seems uncomfortable, the boss looks stressed.
Yeah, a whole paragraph.
Right. You just text your colleague, this meeting has a really bad vibe, and bam, they get it instantly.
Or meeting someone new, that good vibe feeling.
There it is.
It often tells you a lot very quickly.
It really does. It captures so much, that one little word, that shared sense of just knowing the atmosphere.
Mm.
Okay, moving to our next one in this category. This one's about excitement. Lit.
Lit.
Source says, exciting or amazing, usage. The concert last night was lit.
Yeah, lit has had quite a journey from, literally being on fire or illuminated
Right.
to this slang meaning of just intense excitement, high energy, real vibrancy.
So it's not just cool or great.
No, it's more specific. It implies something was like exceptionally lively, exhilarating, really memorable. Use it for events, parties, experiences that had this electric energy.
No trick, yeah.
It even feels kind of sensory, doesn't it? Like the thing was glowing or on fire with excitement. That's the nuance. It's a step above just good.
I can totally picture that. Like, the concert wasn't just enjoyable, the crowd was wild, the music was loud, the energy was just up there.
Exactly. Palpable energy.
Or like a huge sports moment, your team wins at the last second, the stadium isn't just happy, it's lit. You feel it buzzing off everyone.
Yes, that collective explosion of just pure excitement. It goes beyond simple fun.
Definitely. Okay, next phrase. This one feels deeper. Hits different.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. I like this one.
The definition is feels uniquely strong or emotional. Example, this song hits different at night.
Yeah, it's wonderfully subtle, this phrase. It's not just saying something is good or even strong. It's about a unique impact, often unexpected.
Tied to context.
Very often. Tied to a specific context or timing or some personal connection that just elevates it, makes it resonate more deeply.
So the song at night, the quiet maybe, or being alone.
Exactly. Maybe you're more reflective then.
Yeah.
So the same song lands with more emotional weight than it would, say, blasting on the radio during your commute. People use it a lot for music, movies, art, but also just experiences, things that connect on a really personal, sometimes nostalgic level.
Yeah.
It really points to that psychological thing, right? How timing or your own state could totally change how you experience something. Very subjective.
That totally resonates. It's that unexpected depth, like comfort food after a really, really bad day.
Oh, yeah.
That first bite doesn't just taste good, it hits different because of the relief, the context.
The perfect timing.
Or like going back to a place from your childhood, it hits different. All the memories, seeing it now, it's layered.
Perfectly put. That unique quality that makes something profound in that moment.
Okay, so we've covered vibes, excitement, that unique resonance. Now let's shift gears a bit. How about words describing what people do? Actions, interactions, especially online stuff.
Right. Social dynamics. Let's get into it.
All right, starting this section. Flex, source definition. To show off or boast. Example, he's just flexing his new iPhone.
Ah, the flex. Its origins are pretty obvious, right? Flexing muscles.
Yeah.
Showing strength.
Yeah.
And that's just gone metaphorical.
Yeah.
Showing off money, stuff, status, achievements. Anything, really.
Especially online, it feels like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Social media platforms almost encourage it, don't they? Curated feeds, showing off the best bits, luxury holidays, fancy meals, promotions.
Humble brags.
Humble brags, outright brags.
Yeah.
Psychologically, people do it for admiration, maybe to make others envious, or just to establish their place in the, social hierarchy.
And how others see it. Well, that varies.
Exactly. Some see it as sharing success. Others just see boasting, maybe even insecurity. The line's kind of blurry. Depends on intent and who's watching.
Yeah, context matters. Like someone posting their new expensive watch, making sure the logo is really clear.
Classic flex.
Or just casually hanging out an exotic location post. It's not just sharing, it's performing success, isn't it?
Performing success. That's a good way to frame it. Look at me. Acknowledge this.
Okay.
From showing off to, disappearing. Ghost.
Oof, yeah, ghosting.
Meaning to suddenly stop communicating. Example. She ghosted me after our third date.
This one's become so common. And tech is a huge part of it, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. It's so easy to just stop replying.
Right. We connect instantly, but we can also disconnect just as fast. Vanish.
And the impact. It's rough.
It really is.
Yeah.
Socially, it's about avoiding confrontation, right? But for the person who gets ghosted, it often feels disrespectful, confusing. There's this emotional toll because you get no closure.
No explanation. None. And while we think of it mostly with dating, it happens elsewhere too. Workplaces, even friendships.
You hear about job candidates getting ghosted after interviews.
All the time. It makes you wonder, does the ease of online communication kind of lower our sense of accountability? Is it just easier to disappear than have a tough conversation?
It feels like it sometimes. That lack of consequence.
A definite shift in how we handle ending things.
So true. Imagine going through 3 rounds of interviews for a job you really want.
Yeah, you're invested.
Totally. You feel good about the last one then. Nothing. Silence. Professionally ghosted.
Ugh, so frustrating. No feedback, no reason why, just gone.
It really shows the downside of all this easy connection tech gives us. New ways to avoid things.
Avoidance, yeah, and leaving people hanging.
Okay, from the frustration of ghosting to triumph, let's talk about slay.
Slay, yes, love this one.
Source says, to do something exceptionally well, as in, you slayed that presentation.
Slay just feels so powerful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It implies real excellence, often with a bit of, performance or flair.
It's not just did a good job.
No, not at all. It comes kind of from older meetings.
Yeah.
defeating something.
Yeah.
But now it's this massive compliment.
Right.
Saying someone slayed something means they didn't just do it well, they nailed it. Confidence, skill, maybe some drama. They totally owned it.
Captured the audience.
Absolutely. Overcame the challenge, delivered something spectacular, left a real impression. It's about the how as much as the what, the prowess, the style.
I like that distinction. It's not just getting the task done, it's crushing it. Like, if you just did well on the presentation, okay, fine. No major mistakes.
Competent.
But if you slayed it, you owned that room, people were hooked, maybe they even applauded.
Yeah.
It's the difference between competence and, like, rock star level performance.
Rock star level, exactly. Peak performance.
All right. This next one always sparks a lot of conversation, often
Yeah.
heated, cancel, or the whole idea of cancel culture.
Ah, yes, a big one.
Definition: to boycott someone due to offensive actions. Example: the actor got canceled after the scandal.
Cancel culture has become this really widespread and, yeah, often fiercely debated form of public accountability, or maybe ostracization, amplified like crazy by social media.
Right. Things spread so fast.
Insanely fast. So the core idea is withdrawing support from someone, a public figure, a brand, after they do or say something deemed offensive by, well, a significant chunk of the public.
And the consequences can be serious.
They can be. Boycotts, losing jobs or endorsements, major reputation damage. Sometimes it's temporary, sometimes it seems pretty permanent.
The power dynamics seem key here.
Totally. It's a shift, isn't it?
Mhm.
From traditional media controlling the narrative to, like, collective public opinion having this direct, powerful impact.
Raises big questions, though.
Huge questions about accountability, sure,
Mm.
but also about due process, the risk of, online mobs, nuance getting lost in the outrage. It's complex. How do you balance holding people responsible with fairness?
It's a powerful tool, no doubt.
For sure. It often kicks off when someone says or does something seen as crossing a line,
Right.
violating social norms.
Yeah. And then the pressure builds online. Calls for accountability.
Exactly. Boycotts, demands for apologies or consequences. It can snowball really quickly. Shows the power of online groups, for better or worse, depending on your view.
Definitely a sign of the times. Okay, moving from public judgment to something more interpersonal. Simp.
Simp.
Source defines it as someone who does too much for someone they like. Example: he's such a simp for her.
Yeah, simp usually comes with a heavy dose of social judgment, doesn't it? It implies someone's lacking self-respect, maybe, being overly devoted almost, servile, especially when chasing someone romantically.
It seems often directed at guys.
Predominantly, yeah, though not exclusively. It often targets men seen as trying too hard to please women, especially if it doesn't seem like they're getting much back.
So it reflects changing ideas about dating.
I think so. Changing norms about courtship, effort, maybe what's seen as desperation versus genuine affection. It signals disapproval of a perceived power imbalance.
It's an imbalance, yeah.
It's like a critique of neediness, maybe, versus independence in relationships. A judgment on how people pursue connection.
It definitely implies that imbalance. Like, if someone's constantly buying super expensive gifts or just showering someone with attention nonstop.
Going way, way overboard.
Yeah, and getting basically nothing in return. That behavior gets labeled simping. It's not just being nice, it's excessive. Maybe even performative, like you said.
Performative effort that crosses a line into seeming, well, desperate or maybe even a bit pathetic in the eyes of the observer.
Okay. From those complex dynamics to something super simple, bet.
Bet. Love the efficiency.
Right. Meaning, okay, sure, agreed. Usage. You come into the game. Bet.
It's such a neat example of language evolving. Started in gambling, right? Making bet, agreeing to a stake.
Yeah.
And now it's just this all-purpose, super concise yes or okay.
Why do you think it's so popular?
Brevity and versatility. And it sounds kind of confident, doesn't it? In one syllable, you get agreement, maybe enthusiasm, sometimes even like challenge accepted.
Yeah, kind of different flavors.
Totally. So quick, so punchy, perfect for texting, quick chats, just efficient confirmation. Reflects that need for speed in how we talk now.
Exactly. Like, can you grab coffee instead of, okay, I will, just bet.
Boom, done.
It's faster, sounds more casual, maybe a bit cooler, signals you're on it.
Totally. Agreement plus readiness. Powerful little word.
Okay, last one in this section, another one tied heavily to the online world. Clout?
Clout.
Definition: influencer fame, especially online. Example: she's only doing it for the clout.
Clout has really shifted, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Used to mean just general influence, like in politics or business, real world power.
Right.
But now, it's almost entirely about online influence. recognition, visibility. That shift says a lot about how much we value digital reputation now.
It's like digital currency.
Exactly. It's tied directly to likes, followers, views, going viral. So when someone's accused of doing something for the clout,
It means their motive is just attention.
pretty much,
Hmm.
the implication is they're chasing online status, popularity, metrics, rather than having any genuine passion or purpose behind what they're doing.
You see that with online challenges sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah.
People doing crazy or silly things, not because they care about the thing itself, but purely to get views, get talked about, boost their profile. It's chasing that digital status.
A critique of perceived fakeness, maybe?
Yeah, inauthenticity. Prioritizing online metrics over substance. A real sign of the attention economy we live in.
Okay, so we've covered actions, interactions, online dynamics. Let's move to terms we use for observations, judgments, ways we characterize people or situations, sometimes pretty bluntly.
Right. Evaluations and critiques. Let's go.
First up in this category, savage. Definition: bold, ruthless, or brutally honest. Example: her comeback was savage.
Savage is fascinating because its meaning has done like a 180 flip. Well, historically, savage was deeply negative, right? Uncivilized, wild, cruel.
Definitely.
But in modern slang, it's often a term of admiration. For someone who delivers a really sharp, witty, maybe brutally honest comeback or action without flinching.
So it celebrates being unfiltered?
Yeah, unfiltered authenticity, even if it's blunt. It implies cleverness, quick thinking, decisiveness, like they just won the exchange.
Especially online, maybe,
Yeah.
where quick replies matter.
Very much so. It reflects this cultural appreciation for directness, fearlessness, cutting through the noise, delivering that verbal knockout punch.
I can picture that. Someone makes a nasty comment, and instead of getting flustered, you reply with this perfect cutting remark that just shuts them down.
Exactly. That's a savage comeback. It's not just rude. It's sharp, witty, often truthful in a way that leaves no wiggle room. A decisive verbal blow.
Okay. Next, a word we've probably all felt, or at least witnessed: cringe.
Oh, cringe. The feeling is real.
Source says, awkward or embarrassing. Example: that speech was so cringe.
But cringe is more than just embarrassing, isn't it? It's visceral. That physical reaction.
Like you actually squirm.
Yes. That deep discomfort, that secondhand embarrassment that makes you want to look away, usually happens when someone's being super awkward or out of touch,
Trying too hard.
trying way too hard. Especially common reacting to stuff online or awkward social moments. And interestingly, cringe helps police social norms. You know,
What I mean?
it's like a collective recoil. When enough people find something cringe, it signals that it's outside the bounds of what's considered acceptable or cool within that group. It reinforces the rules.
Okay. Like watching an old video of yourself trying to be cool in high school.
Oh, God, yes. Pure cringe.
Or seeing someone at a party make a joke that just bombs completely. That silence, that awkward feeling.
That's the cringe. It's awkward for them, but it makes you uncomfortable just witnessing it. Shared embarrassment.
Definitely. Okay, from awkward to suspicious. Sus.
Sus. Short and sweet.
Meaning suspicious or questionable usage.
That deal sounds sus to me. Sus is such a great example of language getting super efficient. And its popularity exploded because of online games.
Among Us.
Exactly. Trying to figure out who's acting sus, who the imposter is. But it just jumped from gaming into everyday talk because it's so useful.
Just a quick way to say something feels off.
Totally. Conveys doubt, distrust, a gut feeling, without needing a long explanation. Works for serious stuff, like a shady deal, or just lighthearted things, like a friend being weirdly quiet.
Yeah, if a friend cancels plans with a really flimsy excuse, that's kind of sus.
Right. Or you get an email that just looks wrong somehow. Weird sender, bad grammar. This is super sus. It's that instant red flag. Something's not right here.
Got it. Okay, now for a term that's, well, it's loaded. Generated tons of debate. Woke.
Yeah. Woke.
Definitely loaded.
Source defines it as aware of social issues. Example. He's very woke about climate change.
Woke has a really specific history. It comes from African American Vernacular English, AAV, mid-20th century.
Originally, it meant being alert, being conscious of social and racial injustice, aware of systemic oppression.
Okay, so staying aware.
Exactly. Then, maybe around the 2010s, it moved into more mainstream political talk. The core meaning is still about being alert to social injustices, inequality, discrimination, advocating for fairness.
Describing people who engage with those issues.
Right. Often critically looking at power structures, but And this is crucial. As it went mainstream, it got politicized.
How so?
Well, now it's sometimes used negatively. Critics might use it to imply someone's just performing activism or being overly sensitive or too critical of traditions.
So it has both positive and negative uses now.
Definitely. Which highlights this whole ongoing conversation in society about social responsibility, awareness, and action. And, it raises the question, how does awareness translate into actual change? And how do different groups even interpret the term itself?
So being woke about climate change isn't just knowing it exists.
Not usually, no. It implies understanding the deeper issues, systemic causes, who's most affected, maybe advocating for policy change or climate justice. It's moving from passive awareness to a more critical, engaged stance.
Okay. Next phrase. That's a reach.
Ah, good one.
Meaning an exaggerated or far-fetched assumption. Example. You think they did that on purpose? That's a reach.
It's such a great, direct way to call out faulty logic, isn't it? Or a huge leap in reasoning.
Like saying, hold on, you're stretching things.
Exactly. You're making a connection that just isn't there. Or that conclusion is way too improbable based on the facts. It's useful for informal critical thinking.
Pushing back against wild theories.
Totally. Debunking conspiracy stuff, exaggerated claims, tenuous links. It's like a gentle break on speculation, keeps things a bit more grounded.
Yeah, for those moments when someone connects totally unrelated dots, like you drop your pen and someone says, you did that to sabotage the meeting.
Whoa, yeah. That's a massive reach. Perfect response. It signals their interpretation is just way off base, disproportionate, far-fetched.
Okay, so we've gone through feelings, actions, judgments. Let's shift one last time to words about our inner states, our anxieties, how we see ourselves, from fear to confidence.
Personal states and self-perception. Got it.
First one, an acronym pretty much everyone knows now. FOMO, fear of missing out.
Ah, FOMO, the modern condition.
Definition, anxiety about missing an exciting event. Example, I had FOMO seeing everyone's trip photos.
FOMO is such a recognized thing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
This anxiety or worry that something cool, fun, important is happening somewhere else, and you're not part of it.
And social media just pours gasoline on that fire.
Oh, completely. Those curated highlight reels of everyone else's amazing lives, it's a phono factory. It makes you feel inadequate, left out.
It's wild how one acronym captures that feeling so perfectly.
It really is. It gave a name to something lots of people felt but couldn't quite label. And it affects decisions, makes us anxious, pressures us to say yes to everything.
Even if you don't really want to go.
Yeah, all driven by that basic fear of exclusion, wanting to belong, social comparison in overdrive.
We've all been there, Race. You're having a perfectly nice, quiet night in.
Happy enough.
Then you see pics of friends at some amazing party or on a trip. And even if you didn't want to go, that little pang hits.
Yep, that's FOMO. Wondering if you chose wrong even if you know you didn't. Drives so much behavior now.
Okay, from anxiety to aspiration, glow up.
Glow up. Love the positivity here.
Definition, an impressive improvement in appearance or confidence. Example, she had a major glow up after college.
Glow up is about transformation, isn't it? But it's not just skin deep. It's appearance, sure, but also this deep improvement in self-worth, confidence.
So more than just a makeover.
Much more. It implies a holistic change, often comes from self-care, personal growth, getting more self-assured, overcoming challenges maybe.
Finding yourself.
Finding yourself, becoming more comfortable in your skin. The glow isn't just looking better. It's radiating that inner confidence, that positive energy. It's celebrating personal evolution.
That's really motivating, like someone gets into the fitness, not just to lose weight, but for strength, mental clarity.
Right. Or they learn a new skill. Find a style that feels truly them.
It's becoming the best version of yourself.
Exactly. And that journey often results in this visible glow up where people just seem happier, more centered, more confident.
Love that. Okay, this next one captures that confidence too. Main character energy.
Yes. Main character energy. It's a vibe in itself.
Meaning, acting confidently like you're the star of your story. Example, she walked in with main character energy.
This phrase taps right into self-empowerment, self-belief, like you're the protagonist in your own movie or book.
Taking charge of your narrative.
Exactly. Taking agency, owning your life, acting like you're the driving force, not just a side character waiting for things to happen.
So it encourages confidence.
Big time. Confidence, self-acceptance, being proactive. It's about rejecting passivity. And it really speaks to this desire, especially maybe among younger generations, for authenticity, self-expression, defining your own path.
Living boldly.
Yeah, owning your story and living it like you mean it.
I really like that. It's like walking into a situation ready to be the story, not just watch it, making choices, speaking up, occupying space with purpose.
Mm-hmm. That sense of self-assurance, intentionality, like the hero of your own adventure, fully present.
Okay, now a pair of words that add nuance. Low-key and high-key.
Ah, the key modifiers. Very useful.
Meanings. Secretly. Low-key. Openly or strongly. High-key. Example. I low-key want to skip the party tonight.
They give you this great spectrum, don't they, for intensity and how much you want to reveal something.
So low-key is for subtle stuff.
Yeah, understated opinions, quiet desires, maybe something slightly unpopular you don't want to shout about. Low-key want to skip the party?
Yeah.
It's a quiet admission, not a huge declaration.
And high-key is the opposite.
Exactly. Strong, undeniable, overt statements. I high-key think that's a terrible idea. Zero ambiguity. You're stating it loud and clear.
Super useful in texts, maybe, where tone is tricky.
Incredibly useful online, yeah.
Yeah.
Helps convey that level of intensity or disclosure that you normally get from voice tone. Adds nuance easily.
That makes total sense. Like, I low-key love trashy reality TV,
Uh-huh. Secret enjoyment.
but I high-key believe pineapple on pizza is amazing.
Huh. Bold, unapologetic conviction. See? They let you fine-tune the emotional weight perfectly. Adds texture.
Definitely. Okay, last one. Wrapping up our deep dive with a term about honesty. No cap.
No cap. The truth teller.
Meaning, no lie, honestly.
Yeah.
Example, no cap, this is the best pizza I've ever had.
No cap is basically a stamp of sincerity, isn't it? Comes a lot from hip-hop culture. Now it's everywhere in casual talk.
Saying, I'm not capping, not lying.
Exactly. No lying, no exaggerating, no making stuff up. It emphasizes the absolute truth of what you're saying.
Like a credibility booster.
Totally. Especially if you're saying something that might sound unbelievable or exaggerated. Adding no cap is like saying, seriously, believe me on this one, this is the unvarnished truth.
Adds that authentic punch.
So if you just had the most amazing pizza ever, and you really want your friend to get how good it was,
Slap a no cap on the end. No cap, best pizza ever, confirms you're not just hyping it up, you're putting your full sincerity behind it.
precisely underscores the truthfulness.
Wow. Okay, that was quite the journey through those 20 words.
It really
It
was.
feels like such a vivid snapshot of how we're talking right now. From the vibe and lit for feelings to ghosting and flexing for social stuff, savage and cringe for judgments, and then FOMO and main character energy for our inner lives.
Yeah, they really do reflect so much, don't they? Our values, our anxieties, how we connect or disconnect, especially online.
It really drives home how language is just alive, always changing.
Absolutely. It's a living thing, constantly adapting to new tech, new cultural shifts, new ways we feel and interact. These words aren't just random, they're functional. They fill gaps.
Helping us say complex things quickly.
Exactly. Efficiently.
Right.
With the right emotional flavor. So important in our fast-paced world.
Well, hopefully, for you listening, you now have a much clearer picture of this linguistic landscape.
Yeah, hopefully you feel a bit more in the know.
Consider it your shortcut, armed with the meanings, the context. Maybe you had a few aha moments along the way.
We hope so. Seeing how these words shape our conversations every day.
So if these 20 words are capturing this moment so well,
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
what's next? What new words are going to pop up in the next few years?
What feelings or ideas are out there right now? Just waiting for their perfect word to arrive.
That's a great final thought. Stay curious, right? Keep noticing the words shaping your world.
Exactly. Maybe you'll spot the next big one before anyone else.